Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to KIEQ on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Who is this?
Big Bucket.
Big Buckus. Walter Payton, you know, it's the man. Finds Cole Kmet wide open. Touchdown Bears. Let's go. Who is this?
Georgia.
Nice throw, Jay Field. I think I can fit in as like a water boy for the Panthers or something. I'm not talking about get on the field, you know. It's picked off. Picked off an end zone by Kyler Gordon. Let's go. Put some respect on Kyler Gordon's name. And as always, bear down.
KIEQ on the mic, KIEQ on the mic, KIEQ on the mic, KIEQ on the mic. People, this the intro. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is KIEQ on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down, bear down.
Hey, what is going on, Chicago Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for yet another live stream right here on KIEQ on the Mic. As always, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you are staying connected with me by following me on every single social media channel. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok as well. That is much appreciated. That's an easy way to make sure you're not missing any KIEQ on the Mic news. And as I've been mentioning every single live stream here on KIEQ on the Mic, I will be doing a massive giveaway at the beginning of August. That's when the giveaway will start. You'll have the whole month of August to enter, and I will be doing a special video of the instructions how to enter the giveaway. I'll be giving away signed jerseys, KIEQ on the Mic hats, KIEQ on the Mic shirts, and much, much more. And I really appreciate you guys being here, and I really appreciate you guys coming on here and interacting with me on every single live stream. Before we go any further with the live stream, how are you guys doing? I already see that Nano CBD is in the chat. Bear down to you as well. Cardcast 49ers Talk. Yo, what's up? How are you doing, my friend? Cardcast 49ers Talk. I'll actually be on his podcast as soon as Thursday. So we're going to be talking 49ers and Bears football. That's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys go tune into that on Thursday. But other than that, how's everyone doing? So I wanted this stream to be a little bit more organized, you know, and I think the better I get, the more live streams I do, the better the live streams here will be. So here's the agenda for today's show. So on today's show, first things first, we're going to do Chicago Bears trivia. I think I'm going to start doing that every Monday. It's going to be called Trivia Monday. So every Monday, we will do Chicago Bears trivia. Then, second part of the show, that'll be your chance to do live call-ins. I think I finally figured out the live call-in situation, so that should be good. You can call in, give me bold predictions. You can call in and say hi to me, or just call in and talk Bears football with me. And make sure you're keeping it to a maybe 2 to 5 minute minimum. We don't want to waste the whole show on just doing live call-ins. So that's going to be a little segment of the show. And then the main topic of today's show is 5 players to watch during training camp. And that's how tonight's show will end. So a little bit more organization here. That's something that I really wanted to do. And I think that's going to be the best way to make sure the shows are staying consistent, to make sure the shows are entertaining for you guys, and to make sure that I'm constantly talking. I know there's a lot of people saying, you know, there's a lot of silence, you know, and that's because I was trying to figure out my show wasn't really organized. And like I mentioned, the more you actually do live streaming, the better you're going to get at it. So I think this is going to be a good way for me to make the show more entertaining for you guys. Ron Wynarski, how you doing, my friend? Bear down to you as well. Thank you so much for joining here on KIEQ on the Mic on a Monday live stream. Like I mentioned, I already have the organization of the show, how it's going to go. So how we're going to start out today's show is that we're going to do Chicago Bears trivia. And what inspired me to do Chicago Bears trivia on Mondays is that for Christmas, and I just found this book in my drawer, one of my family members gave me the Ultimate Chicago Bears Trivia book, and it has everything, has every question about the Chicago Bears imaginable. And the key to this book is it says, do you think you're the ultimate Chicago Bears super fan? I feel like this is the perfect way on Mondays to test your guys' knowledge on the Chicago Bears. I think it's going to be fun for me. It's going to be fun for you guys. It's going to be a fun way for me to interact with you guys. So that's how we're going to start with today's show. All I ask for you guys to do is when I ask you guys these questions, just go ahead and put your answer in the chat. And then we're just going to have some fun for this. You guys can keep scoring in the chat if you guys want to. And let's see who is the ultimate Chicago Bears fan. So this should be a whole lot of fun for you guys to do. So here we go. Starting off with question number 1. In which season did the Chicago franchise win its first league championship? A, 1920, B, 1921, C, 1922, or D, 1923? I feel like this is a pretty self-explanatory question. You know, I think any, true Bears fan should possibly know this, but it could also be a trick question. So, once again, is it A, B, C, D? And what season did the Chicago Bears franchise win its first league championship? Let me know your answer down in the chat. I'm not gonna lie, this book is really cool, Bears fans. I think it's gonna be perfect. There's millions and millions of questions in here, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like I'm a pretty big Bears fan, but there is no way in hell that I'm actually gonna answer all these questions right. Good thing about this that actually it gives you the answers at like the end of the book, so I can kind of test my knowledge and be like, okay, did I get that one right or did I get that one wrong? But let me know, in what season did the Chicago franchise win its first league championship? A, B, C, or D? And remember, they're not asking about the Super Bowl. They're asking about league championships. So before they were Super Bowls, before they were considered Super Bowls, when did the Chicago franchise win its first league championship? So 1985 would not be the right answer, Ron, because we're not talking about the Super Bowl era. We're talking about the first league championship. So the Chicago Bears have, I think, 6 league championships, right? And 1 Super Bowl. So this is where I think it can get kind of tricky. So let me know in the chat what you guys think. Is it A, 1920, B, 1921, C, 1922, or D, 1923? If you're just now joining the live stream, I really do appreciate you guys. Like I said, we're going to have like a really strict agenda today. I'm going to make it more engaging for you guys. Right now, we're doing Chicago Bears trivia. So Ron says no clue. Nano CBD says 1922 was year 1. So yeah, 1922. Or Nano CBD starting to question himself, or was it 1920? The answer to the first question is B, 1921. The Chicago Bears won their first league championship as a Chicago franchise in 1921. So now you guys know that Chicago's first franchise championship was in 1921. I think we all know they went on to win 5 more, and I think they won, 6 total league championships before they were called Super Bowls. Question number 2. What number did George Halas wear while he was a player coach for the Bears from 1920 to 1929? Was it A, 4, B, 6, C, 7, or D, 9? What number did the great Papa Bear wear for the Chicago Bears when he was a player coach for the franchise? I feel like this one is probably the easiest one. These ones are kind of like warm-up ones. These are ones that are going to ramp up for the later ones. You know, as we get, there's a lot of questions here, Bears fans. So as we start doing more Trivia Mondays, the questions will get harder. And I think for me, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to start putting people against each other. So I'm going to say, hey, you guys can call in, give me your answer. If you get the answer right, maybe you get a prize. If you get a certain amount of right, you'll get a prize. I think it'll be really cool. So we have D. We have Captain Quinley that says 7. Nano CBD also says 7. I'll let a couple more people answer. Once again, what number did George Halas wear while he was a player coach for the Bears from 1920 to 1929? So someone did say D. They're saying Papa Bear wore number 9. We have a couple of people saying that he wore number 7. King Booker World said number 7. You guys are right. Papa Bear did wear number 7 from 1920 to 1929. I believe they still sell those jerseys. You can get a Papa Bear Halas jersey and with the number 7 in the back. It's one of the more iconic numbers in Chicago Bears history because Papa Bear sported that number for years for the Chicago Bears. Question number 3. How many consecutive years did Sid Luckman throw for 1,000 yards as the Bears rolled through the NFL in the 1940s? A, number 9, B, 8, C, 7, or D, 6? This, now the questions are going to start ramping up a little bit. So once again, how many consecutive years did Sid Luckman throw for 1,000 yards as the Bears rolled through the NFL in the 1940s? A9, B8, C7, or D6? King Booker World already answered. He says B, right? So you're saying 8 straight years, right? 8 consecutive years. that Sid Luckman, Sid Luckman is a Bears legend, obviously. Played in the 1940s. I'm pretty sure that none of us actually got to watch Sid Luckman play, right? But, Sid Luckman is still one of the Chicago Bears greats. So go ahead and answer the question in the chat. Ron Renard says, no idea. And I do appreciate you guys that you guys are not cheating. Nano says 8. Sports fan from the trenches says 5. Sports fan from the trenches, 5 is not an option. It's either A, B, C, or D, and that's 9, 8, 7, or 6. How many consecutive years did Sid Luckman throw for 1,000 yards as the Bears rolled through the NFL in the 1940s? So, Sports from the Trenches said 6, so he's saying D. So, all right. It is B, 8. So, Sid Luckman had 8 consecutive years throwing for 1,000 yards as the Bears rolled through the NFL in the 1940s. Captain Quinley came in late, said 8. Moving on to question number 4. Which of these running backs never ran for 200 yards in a game for the Bears? A, Gale Sayers, B, Walter Payton, C, Matt Forte, or D, Thomas Jones? Is this a trick question? Or is this going to be a simple question for you guys? We have to wait and see. Raman Arce says D, Thomas Jones. Sports from the Trenches says Thomas Jones as well. I'm not sure. It may be Gale Sayers. It may be Walter Payton, or it may be Matt Forte. This could be very well a trick question. Keontae Quinley also says D. Nano CBD says not sure, but I'm just going to go with Thomas Jones. King Booker World says not too sure, but I think C. So King Booker World's going with Matt Forte. Okay. So now we got Matt Forte and Thomas Jones. The answer is D, Thomas Jones. Yes, Thomas Jones never ran for 200 yards in a game for the Chicago Bears. So I don't think that was too much of a difficult question. Obviously Walter Payton, Gale Sayers, and Matt Forte are legends, and they definitely ran for 200 yards in a game while their tenure with the Chicago Bears. Last but not least, final question. Which of these famous Bears defenders was twice named the Associated Press NFL Defensive Player of the Year? A, Mike Singletary, B, Dick Butkus, C, Brian Urlacher, or D, Richard Dent? Someone says C, Brian Urlacher. So Sports from the Trenches says Brian Urlacher was twice named the Defensive Player of the Year. So King Booker World says D, Richard Dent. Ron Renarski says C, Brian Urlacher. So we have a lot of Brian Urlachers. Nano CBD says also Urlacher. And hey, I don't want to hear no cheating either. We don't want to see no cheating either. Once again, which of these famous Bears defenders was twice named the Associated Press NFL Defensive Player of the Year? Mike Singletary, Dick Butkus, Brian Urlacher, or Richard Dent? Keontae Quinley also says B, so he's the first one to say Dick Butkus. These guys are all legends, so I don't think there's a wrong answer, but you can guess on any of these and possibly be right. So the answer to question number 5 is A, Mike Singletary. Mike Singletary won Defensive Player of the Year twice for the Chicago Bears. We all know that Mike Singletary was an absolute legend, but obviously there was really no bad answer. Those guys were all legends. Sports from the Trenches said, damn. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. This book, Bears fans, is absolutely legit. So I definitely think you guys go check it out. I believe one of my family members got this on Amazon. If you want to really test your Bears knowledge, which we're going to test our Bears knowledge on this podcast. Every Monday, we're going to do some podcast trivia, meaning Chicago Bears trivia, and see. A lot of people, you guys, for the most part, did good. And you guys are true Bears fans. But I'm not going to lie, I even struggled a little bit. So once again, every Monday, I think that's going to be something fun for us to do here on the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed that first little segment right here on KIEQ on the Mic. So now, second part of the show, and if you guys are just now joining, I am going to structure the show a little bit differently. Every Monday will be Chicago Bears trivia. Something will be different on Wednesday. But what we are going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the live stream agenda again. Once again, we started out with Chicago Bears trivia. Now we're going to do live call-in / bold predictions. I'll give you the live call-in number in a second. So you guys will be able to either call in live to give your bold prediction or just say hi to KIEQ on the mic or just talk Bears football in general. Or you can just post your bold prediction in the chat. I'll also be giving you guys a couple of bold predictions myself. And then you guys can also comment on mine. But you guys can very well call in and give your bold prediction as well. That would honestly be much appreciated. I don't mind that at all. So once again, we're going to do some bold predictions now here on the podcast. And once again, the call in live number is 916-692-0603. So if any of you guys want to call in, it's 916-692-0603. So once again, this is your time to call in. We'll try to do this one at a time. Obviously, if someone else calls while I'm on the phone, I probably won't pick up. It's pretty obvious. But if you guys like to call in, you call in at 916-692-0603, or you can post your bold predictions in the chat right now. We have a good time on this segment. Nano CBD says, bold prediction, Justin Fields is the 2023 NFL MVP. He's at 25-1 odds. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad bet at all to have Justin Fields as the MVP. I regret not making that bet for Justin Fields to be the MVP. I was in Tahoe a couple of times, and I passed by the sports book a couple of times, and I didn't make a bet. So now, I'll probably regret that later on. But I didn't make that bet. One of the bold predictions that I have, one of my big bold predictions is I think Noah Sewell will actually be one of the Chicago Bears leading sack leaders by the end of the season. I think Noah Sewell will end up being one of the Bears edge rushers. Yes, I'm talking about the rookie from Oregon. I think he's going to end up being a beast for the Chicago Bears as an edge rusher, and I think he's actually going to be one of the leaders in the sack column for the Chicago Bears defense and make the Chicago Bears defense align a whole lot better, which would be ideal, especially if Ryan Poles does in fact not add an edge rusher. We're going to need someone to step up. It doesn't matter if it's Dominique Robinson, DeMarcus Walker, Travis Gibson, if Noah Sewell gets reps. We're going to need someone to step up and be able to get after the quarterback. So I think I would feel good about that bold prediction that Noah Sewell is going to come in and be one of the Chicago Bears sack leaders. And I feel good about that. King Booker World says, I've said it before, but Gordon will lead in interceptions. So King Booker World's bold prediction says, I've said it before, but Kyler Gordon will lead in interceptions. I would love to hear a number from you, King Booker World. How many interceptions do you think Kyler Gordon will actually have? Because last season, played pretty well. He had, 3 interceptions? So I can definitely see him being one of the Bears' top corners in this defense for sure. Nano CBD says, KIEQ, that would be awesome. The Monsters of the Midway would be back. Yeah, absolutely. If you had someone random, especially like a rookie and Noah Sewell, end up being one of the sack leaders for the defensive line, that would be a huge win for Ryan Poles, especially where we drafted him in the draft. I think that would be super ideal for the Chicago Bears. King Booker Will says that I think Kyler Gordon will have 7 interceptions. That would be a whole lot of interceptions, but I think with Kyler Gordon, what you kind of have to realize is that he was kind of all over the place. He was playing outside. He's playing in the nickel, right? They were kind of moving him all around, right? So now he's going to be just playing primarily in the nickel. So now he could be a little bit more comfortable, right? So I'm excited to see what Kyler Gordon can do. Like I say all the time, if the defensive line improves for the Chicago Bears, that will be really good news for the secondary. Once again, if you guys just now joined the stream, we do have like a live stream agenda schedule. We started off with some Chicago Bears trivia. I'll be doing that every Monday. Now we're doing live call-in / bold predictions for the Chicago Bears this upcoming season. And then we'll end with 5 players to watch during training camp. Once again, you do not have to call in if you don't want to. You can obviously put your bold predictions in the chat. But if for some reason you do want to call in, it's 916-692-0603. Nano CBD says, Tyreek Stevenson, 6 interceptions and 2 pick sixes. That's one of Nano CBD's bold predictions. Like I said, with corners, it's all about momentum. If they can just get a couple interceptions, the momentum will start rolling for them. And once again, if the defensive line is improved, right? The defensive line is getting pressure. That's definitely going to help our secondary a lot. If you guys missed my bold prediction, I said my big bold prediction is I think that Noah Sewell will end up being an edge rusher for the Chicago Bears, and he'll be actually one of the leaders in that category for this defensive line this year. Renewable and Rechargeable Review says Terrell Lewis 7+ sacks. That's definitely bold. I love it. I love it. Sports from the Trenches said Justin will throw 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 650 yards on the ground, and win one playoff game. I think that would be improvement. I think anyone would be happy with a playoff win, right? So I don't think anyone would be complaining about that. You know, that would be every Bears fan's dream. I think if we can see Justin perform at that level and we can make it to the playoffs and win a playoff game, that would be good momentum going in to the next season. And I think that would give Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears enough to possibly even give Justin Fields an extension too. Especially that stat line that you gave out, and then if he can win a playoff game and prove that he can win in that stage, I think that would be perfect. Foreman will be the starting running back. That's from King Booker Roll. That's your bold prediction. This is absolutely going to be a dogfight. It's going to be so hard to predict who the starting running back will be. We have a legit 3-headed monster. Either of those guys, those 3 guys, and Khalil Herbert, Dante Foreman, and Roshan Johnson, they all have the opportunity to start. It's absolutely insane. And that's definitely one of the training camp battles that I feel like most Bears fans will keep a close eye on is the running back position for sure. But hey, if Dante Foreman can definitely win that spot. Nano CBD says JF1 2023 MVP and Bears in the NFC Championship game versus the Eagles. Yes, that is definitely a bold prediction. Yes, keep sending in those bold predictions. I absolutely love it. How about this bold prediction, Bears fans? I'm just going to go for it. The Bears will go from worst to first in the division, and Matt Eberflus will win NFL Coach of the Year. Yes, I said it. We have some pieces in place. Now that we have a better team around Coach Eberflus, we're about to really see what type of coach he is. I think the Bears have opportunity to be really good this year, and he will be recognized as one of the better coaches in the NFL, and he will take home the honor of NFL Coach of the Year. Yes, I'm going to say it. If Matt Nagy can get it done with Mitch Trubisky, I know the defense was a lot better in 2018, but if Matt Nagy can win Coach of the Year, why can't Matt Eberflus? Renewable and Rechargeable Review says the power of the polls compels you. Yeah, I feel like Ryan Poles has done a pretty good job. I'm not even going to lie. I'm happy what he's done so far. King Booker Wolf says, bold, if the Bears lose to the Chiefs, it will only be by a field goal. Yes, that would be really bold because it's like almost like you put up a fight. You didn't get blown out, right? You went in there in Arrowhead and put up a fight, and you have the opportunity to beat a very good team in the Kansas City Chiefs. So that is definitely bold. Now CBD says, bold prediction, Bears start 10-0 and finish 15-2. Yes, that is very bold. That would obviously give the Chicago Bears the number 1 seed in the NFC. So, hey, I don't think anyone would be complaining. Once again, I feel like I said it. My second bold prediction, I'm going to stick with it, that Matt Eberflus will either win or at least be in the conversation for NFL's Coach of the Year as soon as this season. Sports from the Trenches says, bold prediction, all 3 wide receivers will have 1,000 yards. So I'm guessing you're talking about DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, and Chase Claypool will all have 1,000 yards. So, hey, I appreciate it. That would be awesome. That would actually be really cool. Because that means that Justin Fields is playing at a high level too. Young Zell, I appreciate your your super chat donation. He said the Broncos versus Bears game will go to overtime. Yes, I love it. Hey, I think it's going to be a very good game. I think it's going to be one of the better games this season. You know, Russell Wilson versus Justin Fields. I think it's going to be a good game. But Young Zell, my question for you is, who would win that game in overtime? I believe that game is in Chicago. Nano CBD says Bears blow out the Packers 52-7 in week 1. I think every single Bears fan would absolutely love that scenario for sure. Sports Runner Trenches says MVP. Yes, I love it. I think Justin Fields can definitely be in the conversation. He does take that leap for sure. Chi-Town Javier says, do you start the live at the same time every time? Yes, I do. At 5 p.m. PST. I try to keep it from 5 to 6 p.m. PST. Straight for an hour. It'll be every time. Chicago Sports Talk Michael said, what's up, KIEQ? Looking forward to tomorrow. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Just a little bit, a quick announcement. I am going on a podcast tomorrow to Chicago Sports Talk Michael. We're going to be talking some Bears football. We're going live tomorrow, so make sure you check that out tomorrow as well. Looking forward to that. Young Sal says, do you have to say it out loud? Let's ride. He's saying the Bears and Broncos will go to overtime, but the Broncos would win that game. I'm not sure about that, Young Zell, but hey, I love the confidence. Renewable and Rechargeable Review says, Dexter would be Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think Tyreek Stevenson can definitely be in the conversation as well for that award. I think the Bears will have some pretty good rookies this year. Yeah, Chicago Sports Talk, Michael, I am looking forward to being in prime time with you tomorrow. It's going to be a really fun live stream with you. Looking forward to that. If you just now joined the live stream, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. As always, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you're sharing the channel with every single Bears fan or NFL fan that you know. I definitely appreciate all the love and support. The reason why I say it's a good time to share the channel is because I'm about to be doing a massive giveaway, Bears fans. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, you're not going to win any of the cool prizes that I'm giving away. I'm giving away a Mike Singletary and a Richard Dent signed jersey, KIEQ on the Mic hats and shirts, and much, much more. But you have to be subscribed to the channel in order to be in consideration to actually win a prize. So hopefully you guys share the channel. You're already subscribed to the channel. And once again, more details to actually enter the giveaway will come early August. Thank you. I appreciate it. You can call me Triple R. Yeah, I was starting. It's a tongue twister. I'm going to start calling you Triple R. I appreciate that. Ron Menarski says, Bears have the best defense in the league. I'm guessing that's just a bold prediction. I appreciate that. Yeah, hey, you never know. If you have the right pieces in place, I think we all have belief in Coach Matt Eberflus, right? So we'll have to wait and see. Now that he has some pieces, now you have those two stud linebackers. Maybe the secondary is more improved. The only big question mark now is that defensive line. If the defensive line can show improvement, who knows? Maybe the Bears defense will be back to the monsters of the Midway. Nano CBD has another bold prediction. He says O-line goes from putrid to dominant. Number 1 rushing and number 3 passing in the NFL. And that's the cool thing, Bears fans, is that the Bears already had the number 1 rushing attack in the NFL last season. So if they can just improve in pass protection, this Bears offensive line can actually be pretty legit. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And it's gonna be a big indication at training camp too, to see the improvement, right, of this Bears offensive line, especially when the pads come on. It's going to be fun to watch, for sure. Sports from the Trenches says, Bears, are you saying sweep the NFC? Are you saying the Bears are going to win the NFC, or are you just saying the Bears are going to win the NFC North? Because you're saying the Bears are going to win the NFC. That is a very, very bold prediction, but I'm with it. I'm very much with it. I absolutely love it. So Sports from the Trenches said the Bears are going to win the NFC. That is definitely bold. I absolutely love it. I love the energy. I love the confidence too. That is a bold, bold prediction. Now CBD says rookie DeAnthony Jones makes the team and has 12 sacks and 3 forced fumbles. I've been hearing a lot about DeAnthony Jones. I'm definitely rooting for the kid. Hopefully he can make an impact in training camp, show his worth, make the 53-man roster, and actually make an impact on this Bears defensive line. King Booker World says Bears will have 4 sacks in week 1. I think that would be a good way to start. Hey, the Bears only had, 20 combined sacks last season, so I think 4 would be a tremendous start for this Bears defensive line. Young Zell says, snap. Donnie B has gotten started. Yes, he is in the chat. He's live. Dang. Chi-Town Javier says, Javon Dexter will be a hit. I think he will too. I think that was a good pick. I think he still has a whole lot of potential. I think he was used differently, kind of used the wrong way in college. So we're going to see how the Bears coaching staff can kind of elevate his game a little bit. So it'll be fun. It'll definitely be fun. Go ahead and give me a couple more bold predictions until we move on to the final topic of today's live stream. I do appreciate all your guys' love and support of the channel and all your guys' engagement on these live streams. Nano CBD says, JF number 1 tosses 6 TD passes in week 1 to lead the league. I think that would be absolutely ideal start. Mr. Trubisky did it, right? Mr. Trubisky did it. He had it against Tampa Bay Buccaneers a couple years back. Why can't Justin Fields, right? I think that would be a great way to start for Justin Fields. I definitely love that bold prediction. I would be fine with 3 touchdown passes in week 1 for Justin Fields, but 6 would definitely be welcome too. King Booker World says Tremaine Edmonds will have a pick 6 this year. I can definitely see it. And that was the big thing. Kind of talking to a lot of Buffalo Bills fans, they're saying, Tremaine Edmonds was good, but the turnovers just weren't there. And I think Matt Eberflus saw potential in Tremaine Edmonds. I think they will elevate his game. There's still more that Tremaine Edmonds can offer in that stat or that category. I think this coaching staff with Matt Eberflus in charge, they're going to open up some things for Tremaine Edmonds for sure. Young Zell says Claypool has a career year in touchdown catches. I think so too. I think Claypool's going to go back to rookie year Chase Claypool, and that would be absolutely huge for Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears offense. Chi-Town Javier says, man, I thought Mitch was for real after that game. Yeah, I think everyone did. After Mitch threw 6 touchdowns against Tampa Bay, we were all like, okay, he's it. He's it. King Booker Will says, I think that football swattage should be a stat because Edmonds exceeds in that. Yeah, absolutely. Tremaine Edmonds is an absolute monster. He has the size, he has the speed. I think his game's about to elevate to a different level in the Chicago Bears defense, and that's what Matt Eberflus was looking for. He was looking for a linebacker like Tremaine Edmonds. Now he's gotten one. So let's see what they can do together for sure. If you're just now joining the live stream, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you're staying connected by following me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you're sharing this channel with every single Bears fan that you know. I appreciate every single one of you guys and all the engagement you guys show me on these live streams. Chicago Sports Talk Michael said it's time to make a stand in the North and in the NFL for sure. It definitely sucks to see the Bears lose, right? But I think Ryan Poles has this team in the right direction. So now let's hope what he's built so far can be produced on the field now. So it's going to be fun this season. Ramen Arce says, O-line looks good, D-line looks good. I'm worried about the secondary. Yeah, I'm not really too worried about the secondary. I think the secondary is something that Ryan Poles has invested a lot in the last couple of seasons. I think the big question mark for me is, okay, if Jalen Johnson can stay healthy, he is a very solid cover corner for the Chicago Bears. Of course, we want to see the turnovers kind of elevate for Jalen Johnson, but we also want to see him stay healthy and stay on the field. But I think if Jalen Johnson can stay on the field, if the defensive line is in fact improved for the Chicago Bears, Jalen Johnson should have a big year. I think Jalen Johnson is the key for this Bears secondary. If you have any more bold predictions before we move on to the next segment of the live stream, I do appreciate all your guys' bold predictions. I really, really, really do. Shaidan Javier says, Ron, you got that backwards. D-line is our biggest worry. Our secondary could very well be our best unit. For sure. Like I said, Ryan Poles did a lot of work to that secondary, so I could definitely see it being a very strong unit for the Chicago Bears this season. Now CBD says, O-line depth is questionable. Got to cut some horrible O-linemen and let young talent shine. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what Ryan Poles did, right? We have a lot of young talent on this roster, and he's in Ryan Poles, you have to understand that he wants to build through the NFL draft. He's made that clear since day one. And the key is to building through the draft is letting your young talent develop. For example, Braxton Jones is a perfect example of finding a gem in round 5 and letting that young man develop. Dominique Robinson is a perfect example of finding a gem in later rounds, right? And letting that young man develop. You can already tell how Ryan Poles plans to build this franchise and build this football team. And so far, I think it has a possibility of working. Chicago Sports Talk Michael said, Justin Houston will be a Bears most likely. Yeah, I definitely agree, but at the same time, I think we don't have to sign him right away. It may be like last minute, like the day before training camp starts, I think we'll go out and get like a Justin Houston. Frank, how you doing, my man? He said, Chi-Town up. Yeah, Chi-Town up to you as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. Right now, we're giving bold predictions before we go on to our final segment of today's live stream. Do appreciate all the engagement on tonight's live stream. Once again, guys, thank you so much for all the engagement. And once again, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. As we get close to the season, as training camp rolls around, content will be flowing out. So you need to make sure you hit that bell notification so you never miss a beat right here on KIEQ on the Mic. Another big reason to be subscribed to the channel is KIEQ on the Mic is about to do a massive giveaway for you guys at the beginning of August, and I'll have more details to come as it gets closer. I'm going to be giving away a whole lot of stuff. A signed Mike Singletary jersey, a signed Richard Dent jersey, KIEQ on the Mic hats, KIEQ on the Mic shirts, and much, much more. But once again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you will have no chance to actually win any of those prizes. So I want to give these prizes away to some loyal Bears fans, to some loyal KIEQ on the Mic listeners. So please, please, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. So once again, guys, thanks so much for all the engagement. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next topic here on tonight's Monday night live stream right here on the KIEQ on the Mic. We start off with Chicago Bears trivia. That'll be an every Monday thing. Then it's going to be like live call-ins / bold predictions. The last thing we're going to do tonight on KIEQ on the Mic on this live stream, we're going to talk about the 5 players to watch during training camp this season for the Chicago Bears. As we all know, the Chicago Bears will be reporting to training camp as soon as next week, July 25th. Bears fans, football is almost back. I know we should all be pumped up about that. Bears football is almost back. The best time of the year is almost back. I am super excited for it. So we're going to talk about the 5 players to watch during training camp. Obviously, these are my 5 players that I chose. You guys can go ahead and comment down in the comment section the 5 players that you were kind of keeping an eye on during training camp for the Chicago Bears. But the first person on my list is VELUS Jones Jr. And to me, VELUS Jones Jr. is the most intriguing player on the Chicago Bears. We all know his struggles in his rookie year, but this is a guy that really turned it on late last season, and I feel like he can definitely be an X factor for Justin Fields, for the Chicago Bears offense. I feel like if Luke Getsy is creative in the ways that he uses VELUS Jones Jr., I think he can definitely be a dynamic part of the Chicago Bears offense, which will be super good news, not only for the Chicago Bears offense, but for Justin Fields. And obviously, when you're looking at VELUS Jones Jr., he is kind of the forgotten man. out of the receivers because we have DJ Moore, we have Darnell Mooney, we have Chase Claypool, and we now have Tyler Scott. So where does Velus Jones Jr. fit in? And that's why it's so intriguing. That's why I'm going to be keeping a close eye on him during training camp. Because where does he fit in? Will he be a big part of our offense, or will he just be primarily a special teamer? And that's why I am kind of intrigued by Velus Jones Jr., and I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on him at the start of training camp. Nano CBD says Tyler Scott is the #1 player to watch. Yeah, for sure. I definitely like that one as well. Nano CBD said Smits, the kicker that they signed, a young kicker, I guess to compete with Cairo Santos, says Smits has a monster leg as well. That's definitely a guy to keep an eye on as well. The second player on my list is linebacker Jack Sanborn. Everyone knows that Jack Sanborn absolutely popped off the screen last season. He was an unexpected surprise for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears defense. I'm excited for Jack Sanborn, Bears fans, and the reason why I'm excited is because now you added a guy like Tremaine Edmonds. Now you added a guy like TJ Edwards. Now Jack Sanborn doesn't have to be the main guy, right? He can just go out there and absolutely ball. He can go out there and not worry about a damn thing. He can just go out there and play football. And I think now the Chicago Bears now have like an undercover, very good linebacking core that's going to lead this charge for this revamped Chicago Bears defense. And I'm absolutely looking forward to it. So I'm looking forward to see what Jack Sanborn does in training camp, how he takes the momentum of what he did in his rookie season when he wasn't expected to do that, how he takes that momentum now and goes into training camp is going to be so intriguing for me, man. And like I said, like Sports from the Trenches said, Jack Sanborn is a stud. He's a man. He is the hidden gem. Kudos to Ryan Poles for being able to find a guy like that in undrafted free agency. I have high expectations for Jack Sanborn and definitely going to be keeping a close eye on him at the start of training camp. Number 3 on my list, Dominique Robinson, defensive end. We all been talking about Justin Houston. We've been talking about Yannick Ngakoue. We've been talking about DeMarcus Walker, Travis Gibson. Let's talk a little bit more about Dominique Robinson. This is a guy that just has a whole lot of raw potential. This is a guy that's just going to be his only 3rd season playing the defensive end position. He'll tell you himself that even though he started fast last season, had a sack and a half against the San Francisco 49ers, the game was too fast for him. He was still trying to figure out what pass rush moves work best for him against certain, offensive linemen. He was still trying to learn the game. This is a guy that really intrigues me. And I feel like if he does take that next step, this can be one of the biggest hidden gems in the NFL. And definitely, once again, huge kudos to Ryan Poles. If this guy does pan out, not only did you find Braxton Jones late, you also now would have found Dominique Robinson late in the NFL draft. And once again, then we now understand what Ryan Poles was talking about. He's trying to find talent like this and develop these young players. So to me, if Dominique Robinson pans out and like he has high expectations, he said in an interview that he expects 10 sacks of himself this year. Dominique Robinson, let me tell you something. I'll be happy with 6. I'll be happy with 6 sacks and you just consistently getting after quarterback. If you can do those 2 things for me, I would be totally fine with that. But to me, this is definitely a guy that I'm going to keep a close eye on. And like I said, he's kind of like the forgotten man. People are talking about, us signing edge rushers, and I'm one of them. I've been saying that the Bears should sign an edge rusher. But maybe that's why Ryan Poles is kind of taking a step back and waiting, because he wants to wait and see what a guy like Dominique Robinson does in training camp. A guy like, for example, Travis Gibson as well. What are these guys going to do? But especially Dominique Robinson. This is a guy that I'm definitely going to be keeping a close eye on. Nano CBD says Robinson will improve big time this year. I definitely think he will too. I think this is a guy that has all the raw talent in the world. It's up to the coaching staff to continue to develop those talents and turn him into something special for sure. Shaitan Javier says, do the Bears have the best linebacker LB history in the NFL? I think you're talking about just in terms of like history. Yes, I think the Bears have some of the greatest linebackers to ever play the game. You're talking about Mike Singletary, Brian Urlacher, Dick Butkus, and the list goes on and on. You can even add Lance Briggs to that list, right? So The list goes on and on and on. The Chicago Bears are usually known for their linebackers and their running backs. So, yes, I definitely agree with that. Chicago Sports Talk Michael says, with Houston, thinking you're saying Justin Houston, it's going to be great with leadership and mentoring the young. Yeah, and the one thing I want to bring up about Justin Houston, the dude played 45% of his snaps last season and had 9.5 sacks. That's all we need. We need Justin Houston to come in on second and longs, third and longs, passing downs, and get after the quarterback. That's all we would need him to do. We don't need him to play 100% of his snaps. Come in, give us that production, right? And mentor these young guys like Dominique Robinson and Travis Gibson. I'll definitely be okay with that, for sure. But this is definitely a guy, Dominique Robinson, I'm keeping a close eye on him when training camp opens up for the Chicago Bears. I think you guys are about to like number 4 on my list, Bears fans. Number 4 on my list is rookie running back, ROSCHON Johnson. This guy is going to be an absolute stud. We were talking about, a little bit earlier in this live stream, someone said the bold predictions they had is that, you said Dante Foreman was going to be the starting running back, but I think ROSCHON Johnson is very well going to be in the conversation to start at running back for the Chicago Bears. This is going to be a battle. From day one to the final preseason game, it's going to be the battle of the 3 running backs. And these running backs don't want to have a running back by committee. It's nice to have 3 running backs, but who's going to win the starting running back role? I think ROSCHON Johnson offers a lot for the Chicago Bears offense. And I think, where he got picked was beautiful because he was obviously the understudy for Bijan Robinson. But this guy is a stud. That's the reason why he dropped so far in the draft. It's because he was behind Bijan Robinson. This guy is going to offer a lot for the Chicago Bears offense. I think he has every potential in the world to be a great back in the NFL. And I think he has every potential in the world to be the starting running back for the Chicago Bears as soon as his rookie year. So it's going to start day one in training camp. It's going to be a hell of a battle, but it's definitely a battle that I'm looking forward to. And this is definitely a player that I'm going to be looking at as soon as day one of training camp. Shadon Javier says, Justin Houston always seemed way older than he actually was. It feels like he's been in the league forever. Yeah, it definitely has. But, the dude's productive. He is on the older side, which is not what Ryan Poles exactly wants to add. But he has familiarity to the Matt Eberflus system. So I think it would be the perfect fit for the Chicago Bears defense and just come and be kind of like that safety blanket. Come on, passing downs and get after the quarterback. That's all we're asking him to do. Nano CBD says, add Tremaine Edmonds to that list. Yeah, I think Tremaine Edmonds is definitely going to be someone to keep an eye on for sure. See how he's now going to be the leader of the Chicago Bears defense. He's still very young. He was very good in Buffalo, but how can you elevate your game now, right? So you're coming from a Super Bowl contender to a rebuilding team. How can you elevate this team to be better, right? And this defense was not good last year. So how can you elevate this defense for sure? Chicago Sports Talk Michael said ROSCHON Johnson is the hidden gem of this offense. Yes, I absolutely agree. I think he's going to be a very, very, very valuable piece to this offense. The final player on my list, the 5th and final player on my list, is rookie wide receiver Tyler Scott. This is another guy that I'm just super excited for. And the reason why he's on my list, because yes, we have DJ Moore. Yes, we have Darnell Mooney. Yes, we have Chase Claypool. But Tyler Scott is going to be the player with not all the attention on him because it's going to be DJ Moore getting all the attention. This is going to be the guy that burns defenses deep. This is going to be the true vertical threat this season for Justin Fields. This is going to be the guy that you can give a quick screen to and he's going to take it the distance, right? This guy is going to be a very dynamic piece for the Chicago Bears offense. I'm excited to see how Luke Getsy uses Tyler Scott. And obviously we're going to see a little bit more in training camp how they plan to use Tyler Scott, how they plan to use Velus Jones Jr. as well. But the Bears have plenty of weapons to get it done. And Tyler Scott, Bears fans, is someone that I am super excited about. Like, genuinely super excited about. There's just not enough good things to say about this kid, right? So it was a great pick by Ryan Poles. And I think he will be a very valuable piece to the Chicago Bears offense. Now CBD says, Bears wide receiver room is top 3 in NFL, and DJ Moore helps everyone, even Mooney. Yes, that's the thing. Now that we have a true number one wide receiver in DJ Moore, the pressure is off of everyone else. Everyone else should absolutely eat this season. That means Darnell Mooney. That means Chase Claypool. That means Velus Jones Jr. Shit, that even means Equanimeous St. Brown. Everyone should have an opportunity to have very big seasons because of the effect that DJ Moore will bring to this offense. Nano CBD says, Scott average yards on each TD catch last year was 44 yards. My point exactly. This dude is going to be the vertical threat. He's going to take the top off of the defenses. And the reason why it's going to happen a lot, because people are going to be so worried about DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, and even Velus Jones Jr. They're going to forget about a guy like Tyler Scott. So it's going to be beautiful. How you doing, Nick? I appreciate you. The Bears, I appreciate. Bear down to you, brother. Shaidan Javier says, Madden don't think DJ Moore wide receiver 1. He's the 24th ranked wide receiver at 86 overall. I'm not worried about the Madden rankings, to be quite honest with you. I'm really not worried about, sometimes you can look at the Madden rankings. It is what it is. It is what it is, for sure. So those are my 5 players that I'm kind of looking out for as the Bears get ready for training camp. Some other guys you can throw in there is definitely Noah Sewell. I think that's definitely a guy that you can watch. Obviously, we need to be watching Justin Fields. Obviously, that's a simple one. DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool. Those are all guys that we can watch. But I feel like those were like the obvious picks, right? Like Justin Fields. Everyone's going to watch Justin Fields. Everyone's going to watch DJ Moore. So I didn't want to choose the obvious ones, right? So those are the 5 players I'm looking forward to keeping a very close eye on as the Bears begin training camp. And Bears fans, we're getting very close to the NFL season. And I am very, very, very excited to see this Bears football team as they put pads on. We all know that they have been working very hard to prepare for the season. And it starts with Justin Fields. And I think it's going to be a ripple effect. I think if he can carry this momentum that he had in the early stages, OTAs and minicamp practices, and just continue to stack these practices and see where it leads us. And now we're going to be tested, right? Because now we're putting on pads. We're going to have joint practices with the Indianapolis Colts. That'll be a good test for the offense and defense. And then, of course, you have the preseason games. And then hopefully we'll be well prepared enough to go in week 1 at home against the Green Bay Packers and get a huge win. So football's almost back. That's all I care about, Bears fans. And to me, it's just can't come fast enough. Now CBD says, Madden simulated games have Bears winning 90% of the time. Video games, man. You can't trust video games. You cannot trust video games. The reason why I say you can't trust video games, Bears fans, because literally I'll put my thing on all Madden, which is the highest setting, and I'll still score like 80 points in a game. And I'm like, dude, it's not even hard anymore, right? So, and Nano CBD says equals 15-2. So 90% in Madden simulated is equivalent to 15-2. You're right about that. That is very good math. Bears fans, once again, I do really, really, really appreciate your guys' support, all the love you guys are showing the channel. The podcast is now on the road to 8,000 subscribers. We are growing a massive KIEQ on the Mic family here on the channel. And it starts with you guys. I know you guys will say it starts with me. No, but it starts with you guys. All the support that you continue to show the channel. It doesn't go unnoticed. And that's why I'm doing this massive giveaway. Just to show my love and support. And thanks to you guys for continuously supporting the channel. Chicago Sports Talk, Michael said, Colin Cowherd is a clown, flip-flopping every week. Yes, I did a podcast episode yesterday saying, yeah, he's flip-flopping every week. Ron Narcy said 1 + 2 = Super Bowl champs. I hope so. I definitely hope so. Thank you, Yunzel. Make sure you're smashing that like button as well for Big KIEQ, y'all. I really appreciate that. You liking this live stream will definitely help the podcast get out there to more viewers. Once again, I'm on the road to 8K. Then we're going to go to 9K. Then we're going to go to 10K. And we're going to go keep growing until KIEQ on the Mic is the biggest Bears platform, or at least one of the biggest Bears platforms here on the channel. Like I said, it all starts with you guys. I really, 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 really appreciate all the love and support you guys continue to give the channel. Nano CBD says, should have 10,000 subs minimum. I appreciate you, Nano CBD. Really, really do. Appreciate you. So, Bears fans, that's going to be all for me on tonight's live stream right here on KIEQ on the Mic. Once again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you're smashing that like button so my channel can get more out there to even more viewers, so we can continue building this KIEQ on the Mic family. I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so please, please, please help me get out there. Make sure you're also staying connected with every single social media platform to catch all KIEQ on the Mic news. And once again, you really want to make sure you're subscribed and sharing the channel, because I'm going to be doing a massive giveaway of signed jerseys, KIEQ on the Mic hats, KIEQ on the Mic shirts, and much, much more. But the problem is, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you're not going to win jack shit. So that's going to be the honest truth to you guys. So make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're sharing. Details of how to enter the giveaway will be out by August 1st. You'll have the whole month of August to enter the giveaway. And then I'll announce the winners at the beginning of September, right before the new Chicago Bears season. So, as always, Bears fans, I love every single one of you guys. Keep in touch, as I will be posting more KIEQ on the Mic videos all this week. And I will be back for yet another live stream on Wednesday starting at 5 p.m. PST. So make sure you guys hit that bell notification so you can make sure right when I go live, you guys can hop on and join me. But other than that, bear down to all you guys as well. I'll see you guys next time right here on KIEQ on the Mic. Thanks, guys.